What's up, everyone? Welcome back to C&D Sports. The MLB hot stove is heating up. The offseason is in full swing. We're going to give you some predictions here. And today we're talking about Justin Verlander. We're going to talk about where we think he's going, who his suitors are, and just kind of break down all things Justin Verlander and free agency.
This is an interesting one. He's 39 years old, but he's coming off one of his stronger seasons. The velocity's down, but the pitch command's impeccable. Now you have three teams that you're going to go through, and who do you think's most suitable to get him?
Well, all three have unique arguments here. And Justin Verlander has made it very interesting the past few days, saying that he almost prefers the East Coast. So he's not, so that kind of rules out. I wouldn't say rules out because obviously the Dodgers are going to be in play for him. But right now, I think his top free agent suitors would be the Mets, the Yankees, and the Astros. And the Mets, obviously, when you talk about big name guys like these, like guys like Jacob deGrom are also on the market, and on the other side, Aaron Judge are on the market. So when you have big names like that in free agency, all the big players, the big market teams are going to be in play here, and they're really going to be the front runners. So the New York Mets obviously probably have the most bottomless pockets when it comes to their owners. Steve Cohen has come out and said that he is willing to do what it takes to bring the Mets a World Series. So the Mets are obviously in play here, especially with deGrom being a free agent. Their pitching kind of looks a little up in the air right now. So I think the Mets would probably be in play for him, as well as the Yankees. I think the Yankees had pitching struggles past Garrett Cole, especially in the second half of the year, because the first half of the year, the Yankees rotation was impeccable. They were borderline perfect. And then it all kind of came downhill. And I think a reliable arm like Justin Verlander, who you can argue is like you said, his command was there, even though the velocity might be down. And he arguably had his best statistical season, winning another Cy Young award, his third. This is a guy that can do it all. So I think the Yankees, obviously being a big market team on the East Coast, definitely in play for him. And the Houston Astros, obviously the team that had you in the previous season, obviously is going to be a front runner, especially when that team went on to win the World Series. They've shown that they're capable of winning, and they're not a small market team by any means. So they do have the money to fork over to re-sign Justin Verlander if need be. And that's precisely who I have him going back to. I think his situation in Houston just makes sense. I think there's less question marks. Obviously, the Mets, 101 win season. Things went well, but it all kind of unraveled in the playoffs. Everything unraveled in the playoffs for the New York Yankees. Second half of the year wasn't great. There's a lot of question marks when it comes to success. And this is a guy that is built off success. And I think I don't think it would be wise for him to leave such a great situation in Houston, leading a very strong rotation with the likes of Lance McCullers and Framber Valdez. This is an ideal situation. So I have him going back there on a 2-year, $80 million deal. And it is less than the Scherzer deal. He's been quoted saying he wants a Scherzer-like deal, which Scherzer last offseason for the Mets signed a 3-year, $130 million deal, roughly about $43 million a year. Scherzer signed that deal, though, when he was 37, turning 38. Justin Verlander will be 40 by the time the regular season starts. Do I see him getting 3 years? I think that one would be tougher, even though he wants to do the Tom Brady route here. He said he wants to play till he's 45, coming off a Cy Young year. I think he's perfectly capable of doing that, but you can't discount the fact that 2020, he only had one start before undergoing Tommy John, missed all of 2021. So the injuries are still there, especially once you get into your 40s. Those injuries from the past look a little more magnified. Are they going to hinder him down the road? Over the next 2 years, I don't think so. And I think Houston would probably be committed to a 2-year. If he gets a 3-year contract, it would probably be with the Mets or the Yankees. But I think he's comfortable where he is in Houston. I think he loves it in Houston. And I think 2 years, $80 million, so $40 million AAV is probably the contract that I would predict. And it's probably the route that I see most teams going.
And with that, over the next couple of weeks, we'll see who goes where. and where Verlander ends up. Stay tuned, and we will see you soon.